اللي عرفوا غير الناس غير اتصلوا بيا جبرة جبرة فين هو جاية جبرة جبرة فين هو جاية
From Gypsy Soul Adventure. I am just finishing my first day of Rabat with Omar and Nabil, and let me just tell you, first of all, they are great. They're very kind, they're very calming. I don't know if you can hear it, but the call of prayer is being, there it is. I know in some movies that people would hear this and think, oh my gosh, it's just like in the movies, everybody's gonna come out and bomb the place. Because that's what movies tell you. That's in mainstream media, but that's not really what it's about. It's about praising God and celebrating life. And I think the Muslim religion has had a very bad rap as far as the media goes. But being here in Morocco, it's not like most Muslim countries. For example, like we were driving down the road and I was playing that song. It's actually my ringtone, "Bang Bang Into the Room," and it just gets me going every time. And I started dancing, and I'm so excited. And I rolled down my window, and the guy next to me started smiling, and I said, "Dance!" And he was this older gentleman, and he started dancing. And I just thought that was so great. And that's just a little snippet of what I've experienced here in Morocco. This morning we started out going to pick up Nabil at his home, and his father owns a shop, and it's kind of a breakfast cafe type shop. He came out and shook hands with Omar, and Nabil got in the car, and he told Omar, "You have to have orange juice, you have a very long day, so you need those good vitamins." So he gave me and Omar a glass of orange juice, and oh my gosh, it was the best orange juice I've ever had. And then he goes and he gives us these beautiful oranges that, I mean, you can see it's, you know, picked fresh off the vine and still has the leaves on them. And then we went over, they went over to this patisserie and got these gorgeous little cakes and things. And I mean, look at this. They're just beautiful and delicious. And I think my favorite one was actually one of these almond ones that has a little bit of dates inside. You can see the nuts on the top, and this one has the nuts on the top as well. It actually has like a little soft inside that has almond flavoring in it, but and then they're wrapped in these cute little tinfoil things. And if you wanted to go to this bakery, this is where we went. Don't ask me to say the name because apparently I can't speak French or Berber very well. But after that, we went over to the old Medina in Rabat, and one of the things that they had told me was to not take pictures of people because they aren't really used to pictures here. I mean, if you think about it, like I live in Utah, and I would feel kind of weird if I had some tourist coming by and just taking random pictures of me. So I respected that. It's different, and to some people they may feel uncomfortable about that because it is different. But I wouldn't, because it's just a different culture. So I respected that. And then we went down to have some mint tea, and they said you have to have these little pastries with some mint tea, and it honestly does taste much better. And there was a little gal that was asked me if I would like some henna on my hand, and I was like, sure. So she did this beautiful little henna pattern. Let's see if we can get it in there. It's kind of faded throughout the day because I didn't leave it on for very long, but Omar was telling me that these women that were doing this, that's what they live off of. So people think that they're just trying to make a quick buck, and really it's because they're trying to put food on their table. So they only charged me $10 for this, but I went back and I gave another $10 because I thought I had I have money that I make, and $20 so that they could have food on their table for a week. That made me feel good doing that. It wasn't for her, it was, it was for her actually, and both for me. And then just sitting there by the seaside and, watching the waves come in and the families interact together, and it's not like all these women had to be clothed and they couldn't go out. There were women in bikinis. They had their pedicures done, their nails painted. It's Sunday today, and so people were out. I saw all these beauty shops where women were in there getting their hair cut, and it's a great mix of people. And one of the interesting things that Omar said while we were sitting by the seaside, drinking our mint tea and eating these little cakes, was that there are a lot of people that actually started to come in and buy some of these houses that were by the seaside here in Rabat. and they didn't want to do that anymore because they wanted to preserve the beautiful culture that is Morocco. And I thought that was such a great idea. The Berber people were actually systematically, genetically taken out of the picture, but in a way. And so to see them want to preserve all those cultures still, it was such it really struck me in the heart. Also, seeing Catholic churches, Jewish quarters, Jewish cemeteries, Islamic cemeteries, or excuse me, Muslim cemeteries, and seeing this beautiful girl dressed up in a gown that would put all Disney princesses to shame. It was pretty stunning. This dress, she had her tiara on. It was a white wedding dress with these gorgeous jewels all the way down. And I thought, this is bigger than Disney. And, you know, the families were interacting just like they would in the U.S. There were kids playing soccer. And Morocco, I can't say enough about it, especially the food. We went to a traditional eatery today and had tagine, and we all shared, and that's kind of how you do it in Morocco. You eat with your hand on certain dishes. You dip bread in another dish. Make sure you dip the bread first before you go for the chicken so you don't look like such a newbie at eating the right way. And then they had their tea that they were just pouring from clear up here, and it was just so fun. And the food, I have no words to describe the food. It's an explosion of flavor in your mouth that makes you feel like heaven has sat upon your tongue. It's amazing. After that, we were all very tired, you know, the post-food coma. We went to the beach, and it was so soothing. And to see everybody and the kids playing in the water. And Muslim people are not that different from us. If you just look at the interactions, you look at them as humans, and you don't define them by the religion. I think that's what's going to really help bridge this gap that seems to be more and more prominent in the American culture, especially with you know, the ban and everything. People tend to blanket statement on some of these things, and I don't think it's appropriate, because there are just so many different countries that are Muslim that don't have those scary ideals, or whatever you want to call them. But it is a different culture, and you have to respect that. But if we were all the same, this world would be so boring. After the beach, we ended up going to an ice cream place. And I've never seen ice cream like this. Moroccans take their food very seriously. Maybe more seriously than the French, but I don't want to make the French very mad. But it was so nice to just sit there, and Omar and Nabil got in an argument about what was the best way to go from Rabat to Fez and back, and how many days, and how much it was going to cost. And it was fun to see them and argue like that. And the thing you have to realize about Moroccans or Jordanians or Arab culture is that when they're talking to each other, it's like Italians. They get very passionate, and they talk with their hands, and you think they're just, you know, yelling at each other, but they're really just so passionate about their food and their families and their homes and their country and their religion. But being different is okay. So, after we finished our ice cream, we had a lovely drive home. They showed me some of the poorer areas of Rabat, where, you know, maybe some drugs and the buildings aren't as nice, and there's graffiti, and gangs are not a problem here. The police system here is amazing. They know everybody in every neighborhood, everywhere you go. Came home, now I'm sitting on this gorgeous patio, enjoying the cool evening breeze. I got my oranges for the morning, and I'm just very, very relaxed. And I honestly feel like I'm at home here. Some safety things to keep in mind. Mention the pictures. Ask people before you take the picture. Just because you're in a foreign country doesn't mean that you have consent to take their photos. Another thing is probably not safe to go out at night by yourself unless you know the neighborhoods. Just like you wouldn't go out in Las Vegas into those poor neighborhoods. Maybe not a smart idea. This is a big city. The people are like the people in New York. That's what Omar and Nabil had said, which makes sense. So, welcome to Morocco. I am excited to share this journey with you, and we will see you tomorrow, see what's in store. Bye.